Folks, earlier in the week, I announced in partnership with a friend of mine in Vegas, Joe D, that I am now committed to creating a brand new buy box in, I'll call it Las Vegas. It might be Henderson. It might be Summerlin. We'll just call it Vegas for now. I am very, very much in the research phase. I don't know where to go yet. I have the city. I don't have a buy box yet. So I am very much in take out my metal detector, which is PRIVY, and just start scouring the market. And then what I will do with PRIVY is I will take different areas. I will then take that back to Jody and or other agents and say, hey, what do you think? Because my job setting up a new buy box for all of you is to show you all the stuff that I go through. And as you will see, PRIVY will be one of those tools that I use. So I'm really happy to have PRIVY as one of my tools, Benson.
I'm happy that PRIVY is one of your tools, Michael.
Yeah.
But it's one of your tools because it does what it's supposed to do, right? And that's one of the cool things is there's a lot of softwares out there. There's a lot of choices you guys to try. And one of the best ways to find a software that works for you is to use your friends and your family and your mentors and your community. People who are using those tools can give you referrals, and they've tried them out, right? And they've
Right.
used them, and some people have had large successes with them. End of the day, stuff like saving time, giving you accurate data so you feel confident in your numbers, really just giving you the data that you need to take action, to feel confident taking action and not just sitting on the sideline.
Yeah. So right now I really know nothing other than a couple of variables that I worked out with Joe D the other day. I don't want a pool. So I don't know if that's a choice we can deflag. I don't want a pool because I don't want the liability and the increased expenses. I am not sure anything else. Might be a brand new build. Might be a 1960s build. Don't know the area. Probably not Summerlin, but I don't know. So do me a favor, show me some of the sexiness that PRIVY brings to the Vegas market.
Sure, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Like I told you, Michael, I was out in Vegas last week scouting out some areas. I got to see the orb for the first time. Have you seen the orb in
Oh,
person yet?
we can actually see it from our new property. It's crazy, that thing. We got a nighttime view of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
to drive by it. There's so much construction out there. Vegas is just growing quickly. A property that I was looking at is down just south of South Point off of Las
Okay.
Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah.
And Las Vegas South Point's one of those kind of like local spots for gambling. So it's not right on the strip,
Right.
but there's this area where there's tons of building, lots of new construction. They're building a hospital out there. There's a train coming through. They're building the new NBA facility like less than a mile away. So those are
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
I
My
think
house is about 12 to 15 minutes from the new NBA stadium. Yeah.
yeah, and those
Yeah.
are things that we can consider when looking at, building a portfolio as like what kind of economic development, what kind of construction is happening, where are people moving, and where's there going to be demand for property. And so, some of that stuff you can learn from a local market expert, like you said, like you have the boots on the ground there. They can
Yep.
give you some indications on which areas have opportunity. From a discount perspective, we can look at this button right here that says fix and flip, and that'll show us some houses that are where a lot of renovations are happening, where are the
Okay.
fix and flips happening. And that's one of the cool things about the fix and flippers. They're oftentimes the trailblazers that go in and they start to renovate an area and they develop it. And that's where some of the gentrification happens. So those are good trends on where demand is by looking at areas like this right here in this Winchester area. So we can drill down a little bit. And these are areas too where as more people move there, they're going to start building stuff. So you're going to see a Starbucks pop up, and then you're going to see a Walgreens, and then maybe even there's enough people to do a Walmart or a Home Depot.
Right.
And it all starts with just some fix and flipper who's like, yeah, I want to take this house that has had nothing done to it since 1935, and I'm going to fix and flip it.
Right. I like it.
So here's some examples of the kind of renovations they do in Las Vegas. This is a California contemporary or a mid-century modern, you might call it.
Right.
And these yield higher prices than a normal ranch. But down on here, you can see that this house was actually purchased from the MLS. This is what it looked like before.
Wow.
that was purchased, and they got it for 170 grand,
Mm,
sold it for 348. They got it at 49% of the ARV.
nice. Okay.
4 bedroom, 3 bath. And there are some rental properties in the area.
Yeah, what would that be? All right. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, so I mean, again, this is why Privy is going to be one of the tools I use. And again, folks, as I said with Joe D, I have no idea where I'm going. I'm very much in, hey, Vegas is a big beach. I need a metal detector to kind of poke around. So, Benson, thank you for doing this. I got lots of metal detecting to be doing.
You do, and that's part of the fun too, right?
Yeah,
Is really like digging in the market and seeing what's going on. But here's a house that looks like they took the photos mid flip,
mid rema. Yeah, exactly.
which I don't understand.
Yeah, it happens.
But they're getting it ready for rental, and about $2,000 is what something that's had some work done to it will go for. And this
Okay.
is a 3-2.
Right. So again, there was something bought for 170. It was on the MLS 170 rents after repair, 2 grand. That makes sense to me. And again, I'm very early in this, but those numbers feel feasible.
Yeah, they're good, and you got a bit of equity here too, right? So this
Hmm.
would be like the one that they just did. They could have kept it as a rental instead of actually selling it after the completion of the project.
Maybe, yeah.
So then that's that Burr approach.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
when you look at your comps for a rental property, look at what condition the rental property is in. Is it something that's just kind of rental grade? Is there linoleum and Formica countertops, but it's just
Right.
clean? And those are going to rent for a lot less than something like this property right here that was just completed, where you're going to get the top of the market
Right.
for that. But there's less people at those higher prices. So
Hmm.
sometimes it's good to be in the middle of a spectrum, not on the
Sure.
bottom or not at the top. But if you're in the middle, you're going to have a bigger buyer
Yeah.
pool or
Bigger
a bigger
pool.
rental pool.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Okay. I like this.
So this is an area you might consider. And
Okay.
then if you are looking at wholesale or fix and flip as an option to generate cash flow to help you build some liquidity so you have that 20% down payment,
Hmm.
this would be the area that I would target in Vegas to find those
Okay.
properties you can get a discount.
Okay.
Now,
All
if
right.
we look at just straight rental, we can switch from the fix and flip analysis to the long-term rentals.
Okay.
And then let's go over to cash on cash return. Did you have a number in mind, Michael?
This is part of my buy box setting up. Let's just throw in 8% and let's see what happens.
Okay. And then do you have a purchase ceiling?
Let's say under 800. Again, folks, I don't know. This is all building buy box stuff.
Okay. So this is a basic filter. So at the top here, we're going to switch over to active because we're looking for properties we can buy right now.
Yep.
Before we were on sold because we're looking at activity to inform us about what's happening in the market. But now that we've done a little bit of research, we can switch over to active. We're going to stay on this long-term rental filter.
Mhm.
We put in a Michael's buy box, which is still fairly basic right now, but he's just kind of exploring. So
Mhm.
up to 800,000. Number of bedrooms minimum.
Let's say 3 and above,
Okay, so one 3+,
2
probably two
and above.
baths.
Let's say
Uh,
1 story.
we'll stay on the ranch. We don't have that pool feature you were mentioning earlier, at
It's
least not
okay.
right now, but it's something that we've talked about.
Okay.
So, so here's a property. We've
Mm.
got a handful here. We found 9 properties that we've identified as potential deals based off of the rental data that we have. We pull that rental data in, and then
Mhm.
we have some what you'll call assumptions on the
Right.
property itself. Estimating 20% down on a 380 purchase price. There's a wide range of rents
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
but we will see all of those in the rental comp section here. So we got 4 rental comps, and we match up the rental comps exactly with beds and baths.
Nice.
So if you don't have enough rental data on the first pass, you can edit it to include maybe, two up to two, 1, 2, 3, 4 beds, and maybe 1, 2,
Got it.
3 baths.
Okay.
And we can also adjust the delta on the square feet, but it jumped up a little bit. We brought in another rental comp
Okay.
here, but this one here, we'd probably want to hide. Looks
Yeah.
like some sort of an outlier.
Okay.
I mean, if we click this here, we can see the condition of the home,
Right.
but we can look at our photos too to see like what kind of condition is this house in.
Mm-hmm. Well lived in would be my answer.
Well lived in. It looks like they
Yeah.
did a renovation. It's not original. Like, this was built
Yeah.
in 1963, so they've done,
Yeah. They've updated.
updated,
Yeah.
countertops, appliances, but there's still a lot of room here to do a burr approach or to take it and completely flip it.
Yeah. This is why, anybody going to a new market, which I now have declared I am, I got a lot of research, right? Ideally, kind of timeline this, folks. I hope in the next 30 or 45 days, I have zoned in on an area of Vegas, right? Vegas proper, and zoned in on kind of a true buy box, bedrooms, baths, age, all of that. But for the next 30 days, 45 days, it's going to be networking with local folks, boots on the ground. It's going to be digging around PRIVY. It's going to be marrying these combinations together. Hey, what do you think about this area? What do you think about this? Let me send you this. Because I have a lot to learn, right? I've done some research in Vegas, but it was for an owner-occ purchase, not a rental, which is very, very different. So I'm like a lot of you now. I'm going to a brand new market, and I have some research to do, and PRIVY is going to be one of those tools that helps me with that metal detector.
Absolutely. And the next thing you can do, because I know you're a busy guy, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
is set up your alerts. So you
Yes,
just come
that
in
is
here to the
definitely going to
filter,
happen. Yes.
and then you come down here to the bottom, click Save Search, give the search a name. We'll call this LV Rentals.
Yep.
8% min.
I like
So it's
it.
something that's easy to gives you a
Yeah.
description of what you're looking for. You can get alerts up to every hour, but something like this maybe like every day.
Yeah. Once a day. Yeah.
And if you're a licensed agent, you can set up drips to go to your clients as well. You just have to have, when you sign up for PRIVY, put your MLS ID in there, and we can give you view into the private remarks. We can
Mm-hmm.
also allow you to set up drips for your clients, and we can feature you as an agent in that market if you just check a box that says I'm looking for clients. And right now we don't charge for that.
Nice.
So agents, like this person right here, Jeffrey Barta, is an agent who has raised their hand. They're a PRIVY user. They're investor friendly, and they
Mm-hmm.
said, I want to help investors find deals.
Nice. Very
And
cool.
we've got lots of people depending upon the market. So we've got 3 agents here in Las Vegas that are available.
Awesome. Well, Benson, look for some questions coming from me, or maybe I'll send them to Scott. I will be using PRIVY as a metal detector throughout Vegas, marrying that with my growing network. And yeah, I look forward to this journey, man. Thank you for all you do. And where can people go to look at what PRIVY has, and tell them about the education or training courses as well?
Yeah, so you guys, I showed you a lot of stuff in a short period of time. We've got lots of on-demand training over here on the left in the Learning Center. The Learning Center has a bunch of videos, onboarding, tutorials, walkthroughs, and right here under live training, you can click this and you can come and register for the trainings that we do twice per week. So you can do some on-demand training if you're kind of a self-starter and you just can do your own due diligence, or you can join us on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern or Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. And you can talk to somebody on our team and ask your questions live. Make sure you don't get behind. Make sure you're using the tool effectively. But a software is only effective as how often you use it. So
Yep.
if you get PRIVY and you don't log in, well, it's not going to do much for you. But if you're going to
Exactly.
Michael's trainings and you read his book and you're really motivated and you want to do some stuff, PRIVY will help you execute that strategy.
Yep. Yep.
So if you look in the show notes or you go to the video description, look for a link there and use promo code ORAT, ORAAT, for a special discount. We'll get you in there. We'll get you going, and we'll get you on the next training, which is actually this Thursday.
Awesome. Benson, thank you so much, man. I look forward
Thank you.
to finding some deals. Take care.
Sounds great.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.